Real quick, Wednesday is another one that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that second season.
Wednesday is hump day.
Her and
that's when our podcast drop too, on every Wednesday. So subscribe and follow.
It's Enid, right?
Mm-hmm. Her friend.
Yeah. She finally wolfs out, you know.
Oh, I know.
Oh, you guys are talking about the TV show Wednesday? I thought you were talking about. I thought you guys were advertising and sponsoring the Real Talk After Dark podcast, which comes out every Wednesday.
Nope.
Real Talk. Welcome back to another brand new episode of Real Talk After Dark, where we keep it real about life and film. I'm your host, Ryan, with
Sarah
and TJ.
And we are going to rock it tonight with episode 16, starting off with TV series. So we're going from a little movies to TV series, which is still in the realm of real talking because it's all movies and storytelling and all that jazz. So we figured we would talk a little.
Wait a minute. TV is fake? What? Dude.
It's all fake.
All of it. Even the reality shows.
That's some of the fakest shit out there.
Everybody's getting paid hella money to act crazy.
Yeah, I actually got a fun story we could start off with on TV series. David and I actually PA'd on a TV series. It was like America's Best Griller for, I guess, the Travel Channel. Mm-hmm. And we, had the call sheets, had just basically everything we were doing for the day. And by the end of it, it even said, this person was going to win. This person gets eliminated. It was on the call sheet, so it was all scripted, even though it was supposed to be a reality television show. Mm-hmm. So that gave me my first big insight that I was like, it reality is all bullshit. Scripted. Yeah. Even if they go let's say, Real World, for instance, or something like that, they might have an outline, say, okay, you're going to cheat on this person. This is going to happen, blah, blah. And then they might just do a little improv or something and ad lib, but for the most part, it's all scripted out and played out, So I got a little insight on that. That was interesting. So I was like, this is supposed to be America's Best Griller. I thought whoever made the best food won. But apparently
that's honestly why I do not really care for reality TV, because I know it's all scripted. There are just things that happen that I'm just like There have been a few shows that I have liked, I like American Idol, the X Factor. I do like that show.
Now see, stuff like that I think
it's all still scripted.
Well, I think it's more into the realm of real. I mean, because of the fact
to an extent,
because of the fact that they let the audience vote in on it, they help deter or make the decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's literally anything with some of the newer stuff like Bachelor, stuff like that. It's probably all know who's gonna go in together at the end, stuff like that. And it may not even be a real relationship at the end of the day. It could all just be for the show, be for the cameras.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's if the arguments could be real, but for the most part, they're just this is what you're going to do. You're going to get in the hot tub with this person whenever you're supposed to go on a date with that person, but then you get a little upset because we wanted a little time with that person. And
yeah. Now, I have heard that sometimes people on those date marry me kind of crap shows, I have heard that sometimes the sex is extremely real.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me because I kind of remember watching some of that stuff with my mom whenever. Yeah.
I mean, when you're with somebody day in and day out
you're gonna bang. You're gonna bang.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen. You're gonna get a little bounce.
It's funny we're talking about dating shows and stuff. There's a clip going around Facebook from the Newlywed Game from the 60s, I think. Maybe the 70s.
Are you talking about the one with the serial killer on
No.
it? Oh.
No. So he asked the new bride, he says, what is one thing that your husband absolutely would not let you put on his wiener? Talking about hot dogs. Her response is, been gay. And he loses his shit because the topic is cookouts.
Yeah. I mean, she's not wrong.
Right.
But she just misinterpreted what wiener they were talking about.
And I'm like, could you imagine in the 70s that going on? Could you imagine the internet being around then and be like, did you see the episode of the Newlywed Game? She said she puts wieners on his, or Ben Gay on his wieners. what the hell kind of stuff are they eating?
Also, I would like to point out I accidentally blend in with today's theme as well with The Walking Dead. I know yours is intentional because we're going to be talking about that. You're the odd man out.
I'm always the odd man out.
You are always the odd man out.
But, I support our troops, so,
Hey,
screw you.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
I paid $10 for the shirt.
Nothing wrong with that.
All because it's very thin.
I feel like one of these days, like, what is it, like movies like Gamer or, just any of those like Hunger Games, stuff like that. Like one of these days, we're going to get something similar to that where we're going to be watching people. We already watch it with UFC and stuff where people brutally beat each other up, but we're going to go watch to the point where we're going to be watching people literally murder each other and kill each other on live TV, and we're all going to be all like, yeah.
Dude, do you not pay attention what's going on overseas? We're watching that now.
I mean, yeah, technically, yeah, what they show us with what's going on with the war, so I mean, technically, you're not wrong. So,
okay. Before we get too off topic, I do want to bring this up because this really pissed me off this week.
uh-oh.
Talking about stuff going on overseas and stuff in reality TV. Did you hear that they had offered a plea deal to the men that was responsible for 9/11?
I heard something.
2,978 counts of capital murder.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to give them life in prison. Somebody in the military got so pissed off that they took the power away from said attorney, fired them, and said, this shit ain't happening.
Oh, yeah? What happened?
He goes, I'm in charge now.
What's he going to do? Is he getting
Death
the death
penalty? Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, good.
I was like, well, alrighty then.
I mean, that's
real talk.
let's not continue to support them.
But,
I mean, I don't agree with if you kill another killer, there's still the same amount of killers. No, not if you kill a lot of them. Just saying.
That almost really would be a good leadway into Dexter, but I just don't want to talk about it right off the bat.
Yeah.
I kind of want to save that bad boy for later because I definitely wish Dalton was here for that because him and I really love Dexter. So
let's talk about some of your favorite TV shows from when you were a kid.
Some fucking TV show, kid TV shows. Shoot,
I'll name one that I guarantee you neither one of you have ever heard of.
Lay it on me.
Nick Arcade.
why does that sound familiar?
It does. I'm gonna look it up.
That sounds familiar.
I grew up. I watched it from the beginning all the way to the end. Whoop, damn light. So basically, they play arcade games against each other for a chance to go into the virtual reality realm.
It feels like I've seen
I don't think I've seen this.
And it was so cool because that was back when VR first became a thing.
It looks cool. I might have to. It's on Paramount. We might have to check it out.
Well, it's all the episodes are also on YouTube.
Yep, I just see that too.
But Joey Fatone was a contestant on there when he was like 9 or 10 years old.
Really.
Who was?
Joey Fatone from NSYNC.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so it was at the height of the video game industry taking off, and so VR was brand new, and it was just some of the coolest things ever.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Isn't it crazy that people don't realize that VR actually came out back then?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's true. It's true.
I remember going to Six Flags when the year VR came out and playing virtual reality games.
Now it's nothing like what we got today.
I mean, think of those
but
little.
it's still a
Remember
concept.
those little red binocular thingies you had that you put the little slideshow in and clicked it and stuff?
Love
like
that.
that had like a 3D. I mean, it wasn't virtual reality, but it was like a 3D before the without the 3D.
I loved those.
Just,
if you've ever seen First Kid with Sinbad,
oh yeah,
the president's son plays, because that was the year VR came a thing. That was the graphics and the technology, and we're thinking like, dude, this is so cool.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's not going to get any better than this. And then N64.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and we got an upgraded from the 8-bit, and you're just like, dang.
Yeah.
Right.
This is amazing. And then the PlayStation 2, and all that, and you're just like, oh man.
Yeah.
And now it's so realistic. You're like, you look back on the other old games, you're like, it all looks 8-bit to me now.
Right.
It's all. I mean, 007 GoldenEye. I mean, Tomb Raider, where she had the triangle pointy titties.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And just all that.
Growing up.
I mean, just the faces in 007 GoldenEye. Remember? Not any of the games.
We're getting off topic. Let's get back to the series.
Sorry.
My favorite TV show growing up
James Bond was a TV series technically,
yes, it
but
was.
I'm talking about the game. But moving.
was Boy Meets World.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
The highlight of that for me was finally getting to be in the same room with Eric, Sean, and Topanga.
Yeah, we got to do a little live podcast.
Yeah. And that was so cool because they interacted with us. And
That's cool.
I'm a little jealous. I wanted to go to that.
well,
but
they're coming back. So trust me, you'll get a chance.
we need Feeney. Feeney's coming. We
He actually.
Remember the Feeney call?
That's the thing. At the end, towards the end of it, he made a live appearance by video.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
that'd be cool.
Yeah. And we got to see backstage footage that's never been shown ever of them acting, goofy and they showed Ben Savage. He rips off his shirt and starts dancing for the live crowd. And we're like, what the hell? And we're just laughing. And it was so much fun because they made it, they're like, they weren't, stuck up or snobby. They made it about the audience. There was a costume contest. People got to interact scenes with them.
That's cool.
It was really cool.
That is cool. Ryan, what were some of your favorites growing up?
I mean, I was gonna say anybody had any anime favorites? Because mine, I Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. I loved that growing up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, anything Nickelodeon,
Love Dragon Ball.
anything Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Rugrats, Hey Arnold, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite sitcom growing up was that '70s show.
Oh, yeah.
That was probably my sitcom.
That
I know,
80s show sucked.
I know a lot
I
of
haven't
people
seen
watch or have The Office is one of their favorite sitcoms, stuff like that. But that '70s show for me, and I haven't. I know he's seen. I don't know. Is season 2 out now? I know you watched
Season 2 is out now. Season 3 comes out August August 18th.
I haven't even finished season 1 yet because I couldn't really get into it.
Of what?
That 90s show.
The sequel.
Oh, I haven't watched
And
that.
apparently, barely any of the original cast makes appearances or cameos. I heard from season 2, nobody does
Well, so far.
so far.
So, season 3 comes out soon.
We'll just never recapture what that '70s show was.
Yeah,
that's for
there's no recreating what that was.
sure. Nah.
I think my favorite growing up was actually animes, Inuyasha and Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh my gosh. I loved those. I loved them. They were so crazy.
I've never seen them.
You've never seen
I
them?
know of them.
Oh
but
my
I've
gosh.
never watched
I've
them.
literally watched Inuyasha from start to finish. I've watched all of the movies.
Did you
Me
watch?
too,
So
Dragon
you
Ball Z.
watched Through the Looking Glass?
Of course.
Yeah.
My
Loved it.
favorite. That one's my favorite movie. Oh my gosh, Ryan. I'm going to have to show you that world.
God, it feels like forever.
It's literally, there's Ryan.
Sorry, it's a good song by freaking Stone Sour.
They have an anime cafe in Granite City, and they have.
It's called Chocolate Covered Creations.
That's true.
Wonderful people. I love them.
I love it. There's
Same.
Inuyasha stuff everywhere, and it was so cool.
Chocolate-covered peanuts.
And I'm talking, and you're just talking over me, like we're not supposed to be talking about series.
I know, I was talking about
Talking about Chocolate Covered Creations, the first time I walked in there, they had the table set up with different animes. And I said, all right, I'm going to need you guys to turn around. You're not going to see me. I'm going to steal this My Neighbor Totoro table. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I sat at the Inuyasha, and I loved it.
They actually got a bigger building now.
Yeah, I know. I never went. I've never been to the old location, just the new one.
But oh man, there was an anime that me and my brother watched, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was so goofy and it was funny.
What was the plot? Do you remember?
No.
Can't forget Go Power Rangers.
Power
I watched
Rangers,
the crap
solid.
out of that.
Yes.
Crap out of that. I'll never forget watching it. And I think I went to camp whenever it was between the transition of Turbo and Space. I was like, Mom, record the new episodes of Power Rangers while I'm gone. She's like, all right. And I remember coming back, and I remember being so excited to watch Power Rangers. And all of a sudden, it's all this in space stuff, and I'm like,
The hell is
Mom,
this?
I was like, Mom, did you record the right? I mean, it's Power Rangers, but I'm like, what is this? She's like, so what was you told me to record on Saturday, so and so time? And I'm like, and it was Power Rangers in space.
When the Power Rangers movie come out,
Which one?
We're talking the series,
movie.
brother.
Yeah.
I love the movie, but Power Rangers Mighty Morphin series Zeo Turbo Space Dino Thunder.
I've only watched the original Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
I watched all the way up to Space, like all the episodes, and I've only came back like watching Dino Thunder and Megaforce and stuff like that is because of Jason David Frank. It's the only reason, because I know he came back. That's it.
I can't wait for the White Ranger movie.
Yes.
So back when, I mean, you guys were really little during that time frame.
Yeah, like we're like 10 years apart, bro.
I know.
Sometimes I forget he's only a couple years younger.
We're literally only a few years younger than you.
Like, you're so little.
So, like, along with Nick Arcade, I grew up watching Guts, Double Dare.
What about Yak?
I remember Double Dare.
Figure It Out.
Or was that just a toy from Nickelodeon? The Yak.
Yeah.
Remember the Yak?
Gak.
No. I remember the
Yeah, it was.
Nope.
It was slime, basically.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
I was getting ready to go there.
I always wanted to participate in one of those, man.
So
It scared the crap out of me when them the freaking little Indians or what was it, the little voodoo people came out and they're like,
oh gosh,
they
what
said
are
you
they
can't
called?
let them get you.
They're
Temple
tribal
guards,
people.
right?
They're soldiers.
They're Aztecs. They're Aztec guards.
Yeah, Aztec guards.
Yeah.
That's what they were.
Man,
That's
they're
what they
creepy.
were.
Creepy.
Did you see the movie?
I did. I
Movie?
liked
I
it.
did.
It was very nostalgic. I enjoyed it.
It was.
It got a lot of hate, but it was cute.
From the beginning to the end, 30 plus years later, even, I'm still part of the Silver Monkeys.
You were Silver Monkeys.
Yes.
Oh gosh, what was my?
I forget. It's been so freaking long.
Let me look up the teams.
Maybe the
'cause I don't
monkeys
remember.
might have been me. I might have liked the monkeys because I'm a monkey man.
Was it Silver Serpents or something like that?
I forget, man. There's so freaking many.
The orange iguanas, the
Orangutans.
orange iguanas, the red.
Hold on. Blue barracudas, green monkeys, orange iguanas, purple parrots, silver snakes, and red jaguars.
Yeah, I was a silver snake.
I was a blue barracuda.
What's the year we have to stay alive to again in the 2040s for the time capsule? Isn't it,
Like
isn't it 50 years?
Like 42, I think it is.
Wasn't it 50 years, they said?
No, they did 40, I think.
I don't remember.
40 or 50 years.
Yeah.
Look it up, the time
It's
capsule.
like, 42 or 45.
I remember watching that live in the 90s, watching them bury that motherfucker.
Well,
watching them bury that.
the
That was
thing
so
is-
crazy. Because I'm just like, as a kid, I'm just like, man, I was like, why are they doing that? Because it's like, we have all this stuff right now. And now whenever we go into it, because I don't even remember what the frick they buried, bro. It's been so
We
damn
have
long.
20 more years before it opens.
Another 20 years?
Buried in 1992, 50 years later.
50 years.
Is will,
Dang.
2042 will be the year we open it.
So, yeah, so.
Damn, that's like another 20
20
years
years.
from
No,
now. We're going to be in our
18
freaking
years.
50s.
18 years.
See, I never would have, whenever we were kids, I never would have thought, like, because I was probably would have been like, 7, 8 years old or something, been like, 50, I'm going to be 50. That's so long from now, I'll be an old man. And now it's like right around the damn corner.
Yeah.
In 92, you were born.
No, I was not. I was born
We were
in 89.
89.
Forget we're
Turd.
80s basic.
So you'll be 53 when we.
I don't want
if
to talk
we
about my
unlock-
dang age. Yeah, Sarah just had a birthday, so why don't we talk about her birthday
You
girl?
really want to go there, dude?
No.
I'm going to be like 55.
Yeah, old fart.
Do you remember when they used to slime people on Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I remember slime.
So,
I actually got slimed by rotten spoiled milk. I don't know if it was recorded on the show, but we got brought on, and my mom. I hope I can find the VHS one day. My mom and dad actually had dressed up like babies, and we were throwing water balloons, and they had to jump up and down and break all the water balloons. And the ones who won basically got slimed. At first, I got ping pong balls, and then I got fucking spoiled milk. And it was nasty and sneaky, and I got cups and T-shirts for it and all that stuff. And it was good memories.
got
I'd love
to
the fun tape.
get slimed by the actual slime.
Oh, you
I went to a VBS.
I was hoping to get the slime.
Well, I went to a VBS in Granite, and the pastor thought he had ordered like 50 gallons of it. He screwed up and he ordered 5,000 gallons.
Oh my god.
So
Why didn't you invite me out to get slimed?
He didn't know you did.
We played with that stuff all week.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Water guns,
Oh my
balloons,
gosh.
you name it. Because back then you could order it and have it, shipped to your house. And so,
Gosh,
he paid like $250 for like 5,000 gallons.
Yeah, that's a good deal, honestly. That's a lot.
Yeah, now it would be like $2,500.
Yeah, I mean, you would notice now, but
yeah, so that was really cool.
that is cool.
Is there anything newer or anything anybody's watching now currently? I know you and I are watch Cobra Kai and stuff, which the new season we were talking without spoiling, so it just feels like they're hitting the end. Yeah. Because I was like, where else do they go from here? Dude, now they're making up stories about Miyagi.
You saying that?
He ain't even here to defend himself.
Let the man rest. I was watching something on Facebook the other day, and Zabka and Machio were all talking. They were talking with the guy that played Chosen. Mm-hmm. I did not know that he spoke fluent English.
You didn't know that?
No, he has an American accent and everything, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, he knows what's up.
I'm like, and he's got his ears pierced and everything, and I'm like, whoa. But
what about you?
My current favorites are Vox Machina. I loved that series. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for season 3. It's a Dungeons and Dragons animation.
Moving on though.
Wow. Turd. I've been trying to get into that Baby Deer just to see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. So this guy, he's stalked by this woman, and it's the wildest story I've ever heard. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to finish it because it's just so crazy. It is crazy. And this is supposed to be a true story. And wow. I actually had to stop an episode today because I was like, all right, too much. Already too much.
Well, you also watch Hezbollah Hotel or
Has Been Hotel. Yeah. Yes, I cannot wait. It's already been greenlit to a season 4.
So those are little HBO Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I do. I love Harley Quinn. I haven't seen anything about a season 5 yet.
I've seen bits and pieces when I walk in on it.
Yeah,
my favorite is Bane. How they overdo the Tom Hardy voice, where you're just like,
and he's actually like a fun Bane. I don't hate that because he's not completely stupid, but he has these moments where all right, really, really.
Have you ever played Arkham Asylum?
He has,
or Arkham City. Oh, yeah. So what cracks me up is
we talked about that in our video game episode.
Yeah,
he's like,
you can.
He's like, the brouhaha. She tricked me, and I shall get my revenge. Brouhaha will die, and then I will snap you in half, Batman.
I'm gonna get my revenge on getting USA Network and Showtime here in a hot minute.
Oh my gosh, here we go about Dexter.
No, I'm gonna let you talk. I'm just letting people know I'm gonna get my revenge.
I was gonna say,
I'm gonna get my revenge on USA Network for the Dead Zone and Showtime for Dexter. We're gonna talk about that in a hot minute. Stay tuned, all you listeners. Stay tuned.
Okay. Yeah. It's not like we're going to commercial break, right?
Yeah.
Sponsored by RBG Studios Vlogs. Don't forget to get your RBG Studios merch and your RBG Studios DVDs.
I guess I'm just not going to be able to finish my thought.
Finish your thought, girl.
Nope, that's okay.
RBG Studios is now, the sponsorship is now over.
And we're back from commercial.
Yep.
Sarah wants to finish her thoughts.
Nope, Sarah does not want to finish her thoughts.
Oh, come
we'll continue on.
A little stubborn butthead.
Well, you cut me off 3 times, so I'm going to assume it doesn't matter. So let's move on.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
TJ, finish.
I didn't have a thought. You did.
Anyways.
The Walking Dead?
There we go. That's actually the show that me and Ryan fell in love over.
Yeah, I got her back into it because over season 6, 7, which is
Glenn's death took such a toll on me.
Well, it wasn't even just that, too. It was the long break in between the episode break, which was so unnecessary. They should have just finished it in either season 6 or let it be a big season 7 opener with Negan, because it was splitting that in half, letting the tension die down over 6 months. It just was kind of such a bummer. Whenever you watch it back to back now and you binge it and marathon it, it's fine. It works. It's good. But whenever you're watching it as a viewer, it was literally the worst cliffhanger wait ever, because it was really, and then everybody online is talking, who is it? It's this person. It's this
I
person.
screamed.
I did the mathematics on it, and by x equals squared, pi equals
That's
2,
how I did
it's
it.
Abraham.
I knew it was
That's how
Abraham. I knew it was Abraham, so I was preparing myself for Abraham's departure. So his departure did not hurt at all because I've
It
been
still hurt
preparing.
me because he was.
But then the moment he turns around and takes out Glenn, I was
Took it
just
like
like,
a champ, just like Negan says. Like he says, taking it like a champ. He took it like
Man.
a champ.
Did you hear how?
I mean, you gotta think that motherfucker stood up to him. Everybody else was like kind of slouched over and tired and beaten
Defeated,
him more.
yeah.
And that motherfucker, like when Negan was like looking, like kind of seeing who it was and kind of whistling, doing his thing. Negan, you know, Abraham's like, ooh, you know, he's like, he picked. And he even says in season 8, the old eeny, meeny, miny, moe was bullshit. I made a choice. And you know, he made that choice right then and there.
yeah,
He was just playing mind games with everybody.
yeah.
You even know what we're talking about? Do you even watch
Yes.
Walking Dead?
I
Yes.
love The Walking Dead.
I mean, it was good. It had its downfalls, ups and downs, especially when Scott and Gimple came on board and was the showrunner.
Man.
He made some awful decisions. especially
Angela
with Carl.
Kane saved The Walking
did.
Dead.
And Andrew Lincoln even said, because he was even watching as a fan now, you know, watching the show, and he was like, after his departure, he was like, and even just working with her at the beginning of
Yeah.
season 9, he was like, man, I want to be a part of this and be a part of the Whisperer. Like, he was so upset. And then they're trying to figure out how they could work it in because he couldn't just show up and come
Right.
back. And how they and then it led to the spinoff with the Rick and Michonne,
Which I did love. It was a good closure.
It was really good.
It was good closure for
And
that storyline.
What we've talked about with the spinoff series, because Walking Dead did have its final end. It ended, 11 seasons. I mean, if they wanted to bring it back for one last season, season 12, kind of like a big end game
For all the sister channels, to
bring
come
it
back and
so
just
they could
end.
it on Walking Dead because they had their spinoff show fun. But we even talked beforehand. It was like it should have been. We were hoping for a one and done, but then we were like, if it gets a second season, we're not surprised, and maybe just 2 and done. But now we've already heard that Daryl Dixon's talking for like a 4th season. We don't know about the ones who live, if they're coming back or going to pop into the other sister series, or if they're going to come back into the Walking Dead season 12 or a movie, what they're going to do. But if they can just bring them all back into one movie, end game it, be
that
done.
would be great. That would
Just
be great.
like fucking Dexter, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Well, and what I would love to see is Daryl coming home and Carol coming home and seeing Rick for the first time. And I would love to see see Negan. Oh, sorry. See Negan.
And I
Because
do
the
want to
last
see their
time-
interaction.
Oh my God. See him out and helping, and him and Maggie are buddies.
Because the last time, as far as Rick knows, he was locked away.
He would
behind
know that
bars.
his plan worked.
And-
it
Yeah,
worked.
It did.
So, do you know what happened to Negan and Maggie? They went on to become Batman's parents.
Well, yeah, we know about that in the Zack Snyder universe. We know about that. Gosh.
But no, like that was those are the interactions that I'd love to see. Because I would love to see Rick look at Maggie like, is this really okay? Is this what I'm actually seeing? And Maggie just giving him a look like, you were gone a long time. A lot's changed.
Man, to hide some of this and stuff, we almost need to start putting stuff out. So, since because you guys keep talking about Walking Dead, keep talking about it, so we could fill some airtime. But I'll be right back. But just to show you guys what we could do for the video audience or the audio audience, listen, check the YouTube video out. You see what I'm talking about.
Okay. On that note,
We're going?
no.
Oh no, we're okay. What, I don't even know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna get
So,
Lucille's.
anywho,
But-
hide
this stuff. But
We can start putting.
we saw some Ryan butt crack there.
Sorry, guys.
No, it
Doesn't
happens.
say, look. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna see it. I don't know if you're gonna see it on the GoPro camera or not, but you got I got Lucille's, and I got even the Walking Dead series over here. I could have put everything out. You know what I mean?
And we've got our action figures downstairs
yeah, we
hanging
got
up.
actually we should just start busting stuff out.
Oh man, yeah, no. Walking Dead is
That's all I was trying to say. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep Lucille's out for a hot minute now.
but going back because I fell out of it. And I wouldn't say I fell out of it. I would eventually watch it, but after Glenn, I just was so depressed I couldn't do it. And then Ryan talked me into watching it.
I said, "Girl, you're missing out."
And then we just started spending time together, and eventually I decided I liked him for some reason.
That's what happens when you're stupid.
Wow. Fuck you.
Oh, who's stupid here? Me or her? Her for dating me? Or just me? In general. I don't know.
Dumb luck.
He's just like, I know I have a thought, but I lost what I was trying to say.
I just love my Lucille because I got two of them because one's standard, one's bloody. Gotta have the dirty girl. Gotta have the dirty girl.
See,
Take it like a champ edition.
Negan's weapon of choice is Lucille. Mine is Thumbelina.
Dude, I would love a freaking barbed wire reel just bashing people's brains in if the apocalypse happened.
Well, what if I just made you one because I have a square barbed wire at home?
Well, apocalypse happens and all phone line EMPs drop. No more cameras, no more cell phones, no more police, no more none. I'm going to start bashing some brains in. What's going to happen? So you better get on Ryan Greger's good side because I'm going to start bashing some brains in. Real talk. Bashing your brains in with kindness.
All right, so.
I'll be like, you better have a good day.
To get back on subject.
We are on subject. We're talking about Walking Dead.
No.
How about one of my favorite shows that got freaking canceled?
Dead Zone.
The Dead Zone, which I named my original YouTube channel after Dead Zone. And it was on the channel 24 on USA Network. That's why Dead Zone 24. But the Dead Zone, Anthony Michael Hall. Fantastic series. Really good. Which is actually based off of one of her favorite authors, Stephen King. And
Love Stephen King.
Did, they actually did a more, I think, closer to the novelization with Christopher Walken first, like back in the 80s, I think. And which is good. I've seen it, but I didn't see it until after the series because I was looking around for it and I found it. But the series is really good. I mean, their head is used like anything else. It strays away. It's got its good episodes, its bad episodes, some, kind of like filler episode, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it's really good. It's about Anthony Michael Hall is a character who basically he gets in a car wreck and falls into a coma. And when he wakes up, when he touches people or things or something like that, he can see the future and he can see, especially when it comes to like people dying. He helps the police. He helps his loved ones, friends, family.
I watched a bit of it.
And it's really good. And there's some good episodes that really plays out towards the end of the series when season 6 was the final one. But there was a couple of things. They started playing with characters and deaths and stories and stuff like that. But it ended on a cliffhanger.
I feel you on that.
USA Network canceled. But what sucks, though, is the same thing happened with like Monk and Psych and all that. But Psych and Monk, they got movies.
Yeah, they got movies. Psych got a movie to finish it out. It was good,
Psych's
too.
gonna get a freaking sequel.
Monk didn't end on a cliffhanger.
Well, regardless, they brought Monk back.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, USA,
I never got into Monk.
Dead Zone, please.
And it's funny, you mentioned Psych.
I love Psych.
Anthony Michael Hall played a douchey character on that show.
I never really watched Psych, but I saw it.
So funny. I loved it.
I think because I love Dead Zone so much, it felt like a parody with the Dead Zone. In a sense.
No.
That's kind of fair. No, that's kind of fair.
The guy kind of has a little. That's why it's called Psych.
It was a comedy. It was more comedy than anything.
It was like full blown visions, like Anthony Michael Hall.
It's in Psych as in, I'm bullshitting you.
And yet he was just an extremely perceptive person. Yeah. I loved it. I watched all of it.
I guess I saw some commercials or something where they were playing around with it. Yeah. I guess I saw him going like, I can see it.
Yeah, he does that a lot. He's exaggerating.
Oh, yeah. See, so I was just like, they're parodying the Dead Zone.
There was an episode where his girlfriend ends up finding out it's all, BS.
Yeah.
And
like everything else in life.
So he's...
Except for love.
He's having a dream where he's replaying the events that happened the night before and also what he should have done differently. Mm-hmm. And she comes to the conclusion, she's like, either you really are psychic or you're the greatest, detective I've ever heard of, because the amount of cases that you close is phenomenal.
Yeah. And honestly, at this point, if you haven't seen it or haven't watched it, I loved the ending of it.
Yep.
With whenever Carlton got the DVD from him. He's like, nope. Because Sean was about to admit to him that he was a fraud, but because he knew that Sean may have been an asshole and stupid, he's like, no, we closed a bunch of cases because of him. This is plausible deniability.
What made it so great was so over the whole series you hear about Detective Dobson. but you never see him.
What?
And so, like, the whole show, you know, Carlton, Dobson, I need da-da-da-da-da. So one of the final clips is he plays the same thing he gave to Carlton, talking about how it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
And then they turn to, and you see Dobson, and it's Val Kilmer.
I'm Batman.
I forgot about that.
And it was so funny.
I loved that show.
And he was talking to the real goofy guy. I can't remember his name, who was also a stripper. And
it's been a while.
yeah.
It's been a while.
And he goes, something wrong, man? He goes, I've been here for 8 years. This dude's never said 2 words to me, and yet somehow I mean something to him.
I know this is a movie, but how did nobody not hear Val Kilmer in the circus whenever he stood up and yelled, "Harvey, I'm Batman"?
Because that was the point.
I have no idea what you're even talking about.
You're talking about Batman. When Two-Face
He was
kills
threatening people, this and that.
Dick's
circus.
family.
And anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Walking Dead, awesome stuff. Dead Zone, bring the shit back, USA.
Firefly
Yes.
is something that was
Never watched it.
poorly. Oh my gosh,
Did
it
you
was
say,
so good.
Serenity is a
It's supposed to be a movie
or a prequel movie.
No.
So Serenity is the ending.
Hey.
They show. So I think it only got 2
Firefly
seasons.
got a damn ending.
No, it's not an ending
No,
that people like.
no.
I can tell you right now, if I could go back in time and not see that movie, I would. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm hitting the table.
I know you guys are like Morse coding all up in this table and stuff. Like, everybody's gonna be listening to this. Like, what the hell is that?
Be like, I need groceries. What? What does that have to do with anything?
But no, Serenity is the worst movie on the planet. It was rushed because they just wanted to end it. Now, I have heard that it's continued on in comic book form, and I do need to check that out. I have not checked that out.
Well, that's because Serenity ruined it.
It's Serenity just... Oh my gosh. It was the worst. Honestly, if you ever do want to sit down and watch that, I would definitely do so. But we're not watching the movie.
You guys sound
It'll just be a
like a bunch of the
cliffhanger.
so-called fans who I call trolls or haters and how they feel about Dexter season 8 New Blood ending, and I'm just like, motherfuckers, shut the fuck up.
Well,
You're the
then
reason
you can watch the movie and then you
Alright.
tell me how you feel about that.
Yeah.
It was awful.
There was a show that you said you had started. And I
Me and Sarah have started
no.
Supernatural. She's
No,
seen...
I think you said it was you and Dalton started it, and you were like really getting into it, and you're like, yeah, I can't wait till season 2, and then
Oh, it was like Daybreak, I think,
Yeah,
on Netflix.
and-
It was like a zombie show.
you're like,
And Dalton was even like, yeah, they canceled it. There's no season 2. So I was just like, I'm not even going to finish it now. You should have just told me from the get-go. Because I was like, this is really freaking good.
That's honestly,
Choreography, all that
yeah.
stuff.
That's
Freaking Netflix Santa Clarita died in a
oh
suit.
my god.
They gave us
to this
3 great
day-
seasons and then left us on a really cool cliffhanger that we were really looking forward to. And I guess since the show's over now, it ain't no
coulda
spoiler,
wrapped
but
it
Timothy
up.
Olyphant was going to be a freaking zombie.
yeah.
They could have wrapped it up in one more season. They really could have.
I just don't understand why when shows feel that way, or they feel like they're not making their bank, or they're losing money or whatever, that they feel like they just have to stop it. Why can't they just be like, okay, wrap it up.
But the thing is
Wrap
that
it up.
that third and final season was the highest watch.
I know,
on
and that's
Netflix.
the fucked up thing. And
It
they're
was
just
the
like, nah.
highest. It was number 1.
Well, you know what Netflix is probably going to be doing now? They're probably going to be sticking to not doing anything because they have now acquired the rights to Friends, which is Friends is now on Netflix. So they're going to be really banking off of Friends now. So
Yeah.
I really feel like they're just going to be like the rewatch
Nope.
platform. I really do.
So you haven't
Streaming
heard yet,
platform.
have you?
They ain't going to be doing nothing new.
Oh,
Especially
yeah, they
after
are.
Cobra Kai being done. They honestly, for them to play it safe. Play it safe. Rake in them
you really haven't
royalties.
heard. January of 2025,
Oh boy.
Netflix moves to live television.
Why are we bringing that back?
No. With the first thing being, and I'm not even joking when I tell you this,
Friends are new.
Monday Night Raw.
What?
Oh, I did hear that.
It
Raw
is
was
going to
gonna
be
the
live
first.
every Monday night, live on Netflix.
What happened to their Hulu contract?
Netflix
all
offered them $10 million.
I feel like they're all trying to do their own thing now, man.
They're moving all their pay-per-views there,
Wow.
their documentaries, everything. But
What's crazy is that shit's getting so mainstream now.
yeah,
that they're now like, you got to pay two prices where it's like, you pay this price and get some ads, or you can pay this price and not get any more ads. It's like, well, originally when I was paying, I wasn't getting ads in the first place. Now you're adding ads, more ads on top of the ads, and you're paying more price to not have the ads.
So,
yeah, it's annoying.
And it has been determined there's going to be no rating on Raw.
So they can just
get away.
F-bomb galore, like Deadpool and Wolverine style.
So basically,
That ought to be
Let's
interesting.
fucking go.
I think this is going to be a test to see if other shows want to move to Netflix to
gonna
where
be
they
so
can,
funny
to
to
where
watch
they
it all.
can.
Go full circle.
Yeah.
Kind of go back to cable in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's
That
what
is
live
funny,
streaming
yeah.
is, because you're watching it live. Because on cable, they're playing that shit live.
Yeah.
And
So-
they drop the commercials.
Yeah, no more commercials.
No more
And so
commercials.
it's like,
My ass.
They'll probably run their own type of commercial.
Sponsored by WWE.
Yeah, there's
WWE sponsored by
sponsorships and
WWF.
stuff. They'll have their
WWF sponsored by
but
Raw.
yeah,
Raw sponsored by Prime.
yeah, I agree with that. They got offered $10 billion to stream it on Netflix only.
Dang,
I'm like,
that's a lot
shit.
of billions.
Yeah.
That's a lot of millions inside the billions.
And what's crazy is, it's not Vince McMahon that did it because he's not there anymore.
Bro,
Yeah,
we could be
he's done.
running a studio with that kind
Again.
of money and making content galore every single like crazy. I could hire a damn editor and actually keep my content coming out
Well,
on time.
I was debating. I got
Masturbating? Is that what
I
you
got to
said?
do the research, but they need writers for the creative team. So,
You gonna be a writer?
well, I was thinking both of us.
I don't want to be a writer for freaking wrestling.
Bull crap. With
This guy kicks him in the face.
my buddy was he did the video work. He was in college, so he
No.
not even kidding. 3-year contract. They paid him $150,000 a year,
Oh, that's nice.
and he did all the work from home except for he had to work the big 4 pay-per-views: WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Royal Rumble.
And tell him to pass it over. I got experience with Riverbender
well,
live video, so he had to pass it down.
They're always looking for people
Pass
to do the
torch.
video work.
Pass the torch then. Come on, my man. Let's do it.
So
Get the ball rolling. Where do I sign?
apply. Go to their website and apply. They need people
Be
because most of them do it from home. He did, and I'll show you the vignette when we're done. He did the video work for when Undertaker returned to challenge Triple H at like 27, I think it was, and everybody had their inklings on who it was, and he goes, "It's not who you're gonna expect." And Taker ended up he used a Johnny Cash song, and I was like, "Dude, you did all this when we were hanging out here." He goes, "Yeah, you never caught on to it either." I was sitting there while he's doing this work, and I'm like, "That's crazy."
That's funny.
Crazy. I know we kind of brushed past Supernatural, but I know Sarah loves Supernatural.
Well, yeah.
That's kind of her thing. But before we get to the big bad, Dexter, I'm gonna say that there's one more I was wanting to mention too before we hit the end is Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes,
I'm so glad you brought that up because I was wanting to earlier.
Yeah,
Love Buffy. You're
Now,
welcome.
Have you seen the
that
movie?
was good.
Of course, I've seen
We're
the
not talking
movie.
about the movie. We're talking about the series, which
Yeah,
is
but
7
yeah.
seasons.
7 seasons.
And
Season
there's an 8
5
comic
is my
book.
yes, and there's comic book.
But it was good. I really enjoyed it, and I ignored it as a kid growing up because I felt like it was going to be a kid.
Girl show.
It's a
It's
girl
got a
show.
girl lead.
Season,
Xander was my
So,
boy, man. Xander
you said
was
season
shit.
5.
Season 5
Savage.
was my favorite season, and it's the
was
one with
pretty good.
Gloria.
Oh yeah.
It was all great.
The way it ends is just heart wrenching,
Yeah.
and then Spike's reaction after that, and then seeing him in season 6, like first episode, he's just a completely different Spike.
Sarah tells me before going into it too, like whenever we first see Spike and he's like a bad boy and everything, she's like, you're gonna really like him, you're gonna really fall in love with him, or like you're gonna really care for him, and I'm just like, he's a bad guy. I mean, he's a douchebag.
You want to know what's
And
crazy
then
about
I'm just
him?
like, poor Spike.
Yep, I told you.
When he was on that show, he was in his mid-30s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's just wild.
absolutely love Spike.
Which we did a full-blown series review on our YouTube, our RPG Studios Vlogs YouTube channel. So check that out. we also have a playlist of a Buffy playlist of every time we went and watched Buffy, and I vlogged it with her mom and watched it and everything. It was so good.
My favorite part about that was me and my mom tricked him so hard.
They played me so good.
When Dawn shows up at the beginning, and it's the sister Ryan's like, wait, what?
Season 4 or 5, right?
Season 4.
4?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because their mom died in season 5.
And it's played by, who's the actress who played
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yes. Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah. So, but we told him like, yeah, she's always been there. And like me and my mom both were like, and it was decided from the very beginning that we were going to do this.
Before we had even started, when I said, let's watch it, they're like, okay, now when we get to this part, we have to play it as if she's been around. And I'm good with faces and names, and especially somebody like Michelle Trachtenberg that I grew up on and know her. She was even in Inspector Gadget. She played Harriet the Spy, all that stuff.
So funny.
And even growing up into the movie Euro Trip, which is...
And we had him convinced until you find out in the show that she's the key.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, she's always been around. She's been in the background. I'm like,
and
no.
Me and my mom were both like, yeah, no, she's always been there. She's just been in the back. She just didn't have a very big part until now.
They duped me because they really played it, because I was like, no. I was like, where? When? I was like, nuh-uh. I said, I know who that is. I said, I'm good with faces. I have not seen her. Where did she come from?
Where did she go? Where did she come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
And what's funny is he asked all these questions inside because he just kind of was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then finally I just rolled with it because I'm just like, they're like, and you guys had poker faces because they both even kind of like looked at each other like, no, she's been around, like, and I'm just like,
we did it.
What do you mean she's been around? I would have known. No, they freaking got me. So finally, I just accepted it.
Sometimes you are oblivious. So
he's so gullible.
I finally accepted it, and I rolled with it. And whenever they finally showed what happened and everything, I was like,
I knew it. He got so loud. He was like, I knew it.
Yeah, and then they finally came out and admitted it, and I was just like, oh, I said, I knew it. I said, you guys made me feel like I was crazy. I felt so crazy. I felt like I was like hallucinating or seeing things. I was like, what is going on? It was
so good. Top notch. Top notch.
Before we get into the ending segment where Ryan goes on a massive freaking rant for 20 minutes about this crap.
No, that's not crap.
One of my favorite shows that, I watched about midway through the series was Lucifer.
I need to get into it. I have it on my to-do list.
As I say, if you guys want to get anything out, better get it out now because it'll probably be wrapping up with Dexter. It's a good way to end the TV series podcast because Dexter's is my number one favorite
I'll let you finish out with
TV show of all time.
When you get to season 6 and you get to the musical episode,
I'm looking forward to it honestly because I've seen all good things about Lucifer.
Like, it's really beautifully told. And if you go into it thinking it's about religion and all that,
it's not.
Let me stop you. It's a comic book by DC. Think about that for a minute, okay?
He basically becomes he kind of reminds me of like a Deadpool almost, where he's just like a morally gray character where he does go after the bad, but the good get in his way, he's gonna fuck him up too.
And so like you see Eve, you see Adam.
I need to see it.
You see his brothers, his sisters.
You know what's crazy is I'm pretty sure, I think at one point when I was starting to get into film, I had auditioned for like a season. Like just for like a small character. You won cash. You have to come out, be on set, and you got like a small like role in it and stuff. And
one of those.
I did like a small
sweepstake
audition
things.
Yeah, I did like a small audition type thing where I was playing like a character type thing, but I've never heard anything else back. Obviously, I didn't get in it, but just had to throw that out there that I auditioned for it. Like I think so. I'm pretty sure that was the show.
His brother Amenadiel becomes supposed to be a small part. Ends up becoming a huge part of the whole series.
I love it whenever that happens because that actually happened to Castiel in Supernatural. He was only supposed to be in for that season 4 and then be done.
Not even the whole season.
Not even the whole season.
4 episodes.
Yeah, but the fans loved him so much, and they still to this day are big Cass fans. Yeah. I mean, he's one of the most beloved characters. He's right up there with the 3 boys. Or the 2 boys. He really is.
I agree to love him.
But so with Lucifer, you see him start out as the egotistical prick, the devil is, and as it goes on,
He gets a heart.
the
devil gets a heart.
yeah. And
It's a fictional devil. It's not the real Lucifer Morningstar.
Whenever he got knocked down a long time ago.
one of the last
Okay, Ryan.
one of the very last lines he says in the whole series is, if the devil himself can be redeemed, anything is possible.
That's
Isn't
a
that
good
beautiful?
message. That's a good message.
And I was like, damn, dude, that hit
Yeah,
hard.
but everybody's so comfortable to talk about the devil, but nobody wants to talk about Jesus. Just had to throw it out there.
So,
just a real quick off topic almost. Have you ever seen the bad guy Lucifer memes?
yeah.
It said punishes all the bad guys in the world, is considered a bad guy. It's not so cut and dry.
When DC did the Crisis on Infinite Earth special, he ended up making an appearance with John Constantine.
Ooh.
And he gives John his
So
coin,
excited for that movie.
his get out of hell coin, free coin, and he goes, "Remember, John, you can only use it once." All right, who's ready to party?
Of course.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Ryan's Dexter so he can take the table. Let's hear it.
I see what you did there. Take the table because Dexter put his victims on tables.
You're welcome.
But before I'm not gonna dive too deep into it because if you want to talk about it or hear more of my deep thoughts with a little fun skit in it and a cool little video that kind of just ties all of Dexter into one, like a little tribute video. All in one is on again YouTube, RBG Studios vlogs. Monsters don't get to live happily ever after is the title of that video. If you want to check it out, it's really good. But I talk a lot about Dexter. It's all Dexter. It's just like a 15-minute video about Dexter. So it's not this little bit ain't gonna do it justice. But I absolutely love Dexter. You can't see him up there, but I got the original series in a blood slide case.
It's so cool.
Super cool. And then of course New Blood just came out and it was like,
And now that we're
nearly 10
married,
years.
it's half mine.
Yeah, it's half hers now, but I love Dexter, and we all know that we had 8 seasons of it, and it ended poorly. But you think about the ending, honestly, in a sense, it's very ironic because he's torturing himself, honestly, for like the rest of his life. Well, not for the rest of his life, but to us, we think maybe the rest of his life. But he's listening, working around chainsaws all day as a lumberjack, and that's what that's how his mother died, by being cut in half by chainsaws. So he's literally torturing himself day in, day out. So it's kind of poetic in a sense, but it's not really the ending that was desirable, because Showtime at the time was like, you can't kill Dexter. No matter what you do, you can't kill Dexter. That was their whole thing. You can do whatever you want, but you can't kill Dexter. So what did they do? They faked his death and gave us the season 8 ending we got with the lumberjack. But 8 to 10 years later, we get New Blood, which I was super, super stoked about.
And it was so good.
They brought back Clyde Phillips from the first 4 seasons to write the story, and it was really good. And they just did a really well done job. So many people said that there's so many reasons people didn't like it. Mainly because of, Angela being a small town cop, dating Dexter, this and that. And finding out he's this, big serial killer, bear butcher that, is still around, this and that. People are just like, oh, a small town cop finding out whenever, his own sister couldn't find out and Batista couldn't find out and all these other people couldn't find out when they were so close to catching him. But then it didn't happen. And even at one point, LaGuardia had him in cuffs and was, interviewing him for the Bay Harbor Butcher in season 8, the ending. And so it was, you think that, so everybody's just mad that Small Town Cop kind of put it all together, and all this other stuff, and that Dexter died, and that his son was the one that killed him. This and that, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, it's been out for a few years now. But obviously, since they're bringing this new show back called Dexter Resurrection, I'm not very excited about it, because I feel like what they're going to try to do is retcon it by either pretending New Blood or the ending did not happen, period, or they're going to just retcon the fact that he died and say that he survived, and they're either going to keep him locked up and he breaks out again and is on the run the whole time, or they maybe need his help in a case and against another serial killer, and the cops use him that way. Angel, I don't know what they're gonna freaking do. I really don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm really disappointed because New Blood was a great ending. It ended well.
It was. That's how it should have ended.
Very pleased, and honestly, like, even I wasn't even happy with the fact that they were touching a prequel and was going to go back and touch, the flashbacks of the first 2 seasons in its own series. But I'm just like, now that there's a sequel series to Dexter and New Blood, I'm like, I'd rather just dealt with the fact that there was prequel out there.
Yeah, but
and I'm not even going to touch on it or watch it.
You're going to watch it.
No.
Yes, you will.
And the only reason why people are going to watch it is because they brought Michael C. Hall back to be the inside voice of young Dexter, which I do not know how this is going to work. I will definitely watch a trailer when it drops, but I do not plan on watching the prequel series. I'm definitely going to watch the trailer for The Resurrection, but I don't know if I'm going to actually watch. I might watch the first episode. I don't know, but I'm definitely not like intrigued as in like I'm ready to see the story. I love Dexter, but I can love it and rewatch it and continue it through rewatching over and over. And I know some people don't get the same satisfaction through rewatches as I do, or other people do like we do, stuff like that. But I can rewatch Dexter over and over, and I've at least seen the series and New Blood 15 to 20 times. Easy
so what I'm hearing is you're planning on making your own version of Dexter?
Hell no, I'm not going to touch Dexter. Dexter New Blood is my ending.
The closest thing that he's going to do with Dexter is his little skit that he did with Movie Trivia, right?
Yeah, and they already said that Resurrection, they're not planning to do a one-off like New Blood was supposed to be. They're like planning already multiple seasons, so they plan on going the long haul. So either Dexter's going to be a dark passenger to Harrison as Harry and his sister Deb was to him, or he's going to survive because the gunshot miraculously missed his heart, and he was laying on snow, so it stopped the blood from flowing.
You can't have a heart if you're a sociopath. So
I guess that's why it missed his heart, because he doesn't even have one.
Exactly.
But his last words in his voiceover. His last words that you hear on screen is "You did good." He was saying, referring to his son because he was the one who shot him. But his last voiceover inner monologue was that he has never felt love before, true love, until now. And then his son shot him because he's like what his son would do to end it, because he had to be put down. He's killed too many innocent people, and Logan was definitely going too far. And I definitely stopped rooting for him after he killed Logan, because that sucked. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
He was definitely the heart of the show besides Harrison and stuff. And I think New Blood 2 really hit home and spoke close to me because I've watched the original series before I was a father. And then New Blood came into my life as a father. So him trying to reconnect with his son and have that bond, but he also had that selfless need, needing to satisfy his dark passenger and kill, got in the way of that. I was like just finding times where I'm just like, Dexter, what are you doing? Like, stop what you're doing. I know you think what you're doing is good for you and your son, but I'm like, you need to stop, close the door, turn around, and talk to your son. Because I'm like, what you're doing is you're abandoning him again. And he even says so when they're talking to the therapist. He's like, I feel abandoned. And he's like, talking about like, I'm sure you do feel that way. He's like, no, I'm talking about like right now on this couch, I feel abandoned again. And it's just like, damn.
Yeah.
Just drives home. And I think that's another reason why New Blood spoke to me so much too, is just because being that new father and wanting to connect with, my son whenever he's older and all that stuff, we already have a great bond. But
yeah,
that was just definitely another reason why it just, I think, drove home to me. But I'm not looking forward to Resurrection. I mean, even the title alone is already like, oh, he's coming back. Michael C. Hall's coming back. Showtime needs to milk that money cow. And the teats milk that money cow. Michael C. Hall needs a paycheck. Cha-ching! Bring him back. Boom. That's why I said earlier, USA. I need to put them on the table, find out who gets the dead zone. And then when it comes to Showtime and Paramount, they just need to put a wrap on Dexter. When New Blood was over, that should have been it. Should have been it. And that's where I'm going to leave my Dexter rant. So if anybody wants to speak on the behalf of what I just said, or like I said, throw out any last minute TV shows that you love, anything like that, before we close this bad boy?
So when you start watching it, I do not want to
Breathe
hear
again.
you bitch, moan, and complain about how bad it sucks. Just remember that.
Okay.
Because you're going to watch it.
I
Real
really
quick,
don't want to.
Wednesday is another one that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that second season.
Yes.
I just rewatched it a couple of weekends ago.
yeah.
Wednesday is hump day.
Her and...
That's when our podcast drop too, on every Wednesday. So subscribe and follow.
It's Enid, right?
Her
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah. She finally wolfs out, you know?
I know.
Oh, you guys are talking about the TV show Wednesday? I thought you guys were advertising and sponsoring the Real Talk After Dark podcast, which comes out every Wednesday.
Nope.
Anyways,
Anywho. Like,
are we going to end it here? I think it's been an hour.
yeah.
Everybody
And ending it on Wednesday is a good note.
That is a good note. I'm very excited.
Well, don't forget to check it out. We have new vlogs dropping on our channel. As I said, RBG Studios vlogs, if you have not seen that already.
What day?
Those drop any day of the week. Honestly, if we get on this, if I was doing it like I used to, it was literally just about every day. I started every day.
That's not realistic. You have a 4-year-old.
I know. Which, yeah. So,
Which apparently everybody thinks he does a better job than you.
He's
yeah,
adorable.
apparently, Yeah, yeah. So that's what I think. That's where I'm at. But anyway, like I said, RBG Studios vlogs, YouTube, Real Talk After Dark, YouTube, on Spotify, also TikTok, banned. And then don't forget, check out our merch. Hopefully some Teespring backslash RBG Studios for RBG Studios merch. Hopefully we'll get some Real Talk After Dark merch coming out soon.
That'll be
get
cool.
Some mugs, get some
Okay.
hoodies, get some shirts, get some cool shit.
So for those of you that are wondering what
So
exactly
support.
he
Support.
just said, because
Basically in a nutshell, I said support.
he's a crackhead and speaks a million miles a minute, he says that on Teesprings they're going to have some new RBG Studios merch,
Yeah.
you know, and some other cool stuff, you know, like mugs. But, you know, for those of us that talk at a normal rate, I do apologize.
Well, if also you can't afford to support that way, it's super simple to support freely by liking and sharing and commenting all
But-
that stuff because it helps the analytics out.
Do not share it from the Facebook page.
I know I
share
tell
it
people all the
from
time,
YouTube.
share it, click it, share it, copy the link from YouTube, and share it from Facebook. Whenever you share what I shared, it's not analyticing its way to YouTube.
It's
I don't know how
the
they-
analytics are coming together on
I don't
Facebook,
know how all that.
but not YouTube.
I don't know how
Yeah.
it works. All I know is that back in the day, you used to be able to see what you see, but now they're like, "Oh, I saw that you was like scrolling and looking at towels the other day, so here's a bunch of towel-y videos from South Park." And you're like, "I don't even watch South Park, but okay." You know what I mean? You just they show you what you want to see now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many people. Yeah. Analytics, fix it, Facebook and YouTube and everybody. Just let it be, man. Let
Yeah.
it flow freely.
All right. On that note, I said we ended here.
Yeah, that's good. We should.
What's the
I can rant. I can rant.
What's our topic for next week?
Ranting.
No.
It's a mystery. Find out next time on Real Talk After Dark, guys. We'll see you
All right.
on the next episode. Did you hear my chair squeak?
Yeah.
Just kidding. That was my butt. I tooted.
All right.